Alright, so yesterday was part 3 on pretty much, it was kind of personal, but it's kind of relevant. It's kind of like it pertains to everything that's happening. Like if you need probably find interest in these videos. If you don't care about the origin, you don't care about where you come from and stuff like that, and I don't want to say you don't care, but if it's not your priority right now, so like I said, right now you might be getting money, getting good business deals, you might be out in the street, you might be hustling with your baby mama, you might be doing anything. So you might be, getting it good right now to the point where what you are connected to doesn't matter right now because you're getting the money, you're getting it together. Everything's coming together right now. But if you are interested in what you are and what you are connected to and what your purpose is in life, then that would mean that you might want to watch these videos because, as I'm telling people, everything started for me when I ran into certain people. You know what I'm saying? Everything started getting weird and different when I started running into these different kinds of people. So I just left Penn Station, got a sandwich, got some fries, I got a drink. I'm not big balling. I'm still on the street. I got my last check for my last job, and it came through. And I used some of it to get some food. It's like I said, I'm not big balling, I'm not rich, I'm not none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just simply trying to survive. And I know that dinner is over at the place that I stayed. So I had to get some food, I had to get something to eat. So I figured, why not do this video? You know what I'm saying? Why not, knock this out? I did part 1. I did part 1 and part 2. On the first video, part 1 and 2 was about how I lost my energy. And how, like I'm getting an incoming call now. This is weird. I'm not gonna answer it. I'm still trying to do this video, so I'm not gonna answer it. But part 1 and part 2 was about how I lost, not my energy, but how I lost my all-knowing confidence in self, and how I already knew what I needed to be what I am and who I am, and what it took to be who George Fortune is, what it took to be what G is, what it took to be what I am, Napalm, whatever alias is. I already knew what it took to be who I am. So, and that was what the first video was about. And I kept warning people, like, things are going to get weird. There are going to be some terms, and there are going to be some words and some stories and background that may be unbelievable to some people, because, like I said, some people live a completely, logical life. They don't have to look towards ghosts and, demon spirits and angels and God and the devil, and they don't have to look for that. All they got to do is worry about, take care of themselves. The bills are paid, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all they got to do. So, but these videos are geared more towards people who have run into these kinds of situations. Alright, so that's what I want to do. I want to do part 3 and 4. Now, because my last video was so large, it was like almost 2.5 hours, it took up almost all of the space on my SD card. So now, what I'm hoping is I got enough space on this card, on this phone, to complete the video. Alright? So I got some Penn Station, I got something to eat, I got some time, All right, I switched the location. I switched the storage location from SD card to phone. I got like 40 gig. I got like 40, 30, 30, 40 gigs on the phone. So I'm hoping that'll be enough. So, enjoy lunch with me. Enjoy this little story with me. And we're going to see exactly what comes out. All right? So, for sure. That's what I'm hoping. I'm down here in the city, in the city area. And I've been saying I wanted to do some vlogs in the city area anyway. Instead of just, ducking off in the forest, ducking off in the nature. Like, now I'm wide open in the city. This is, University Circle area. This is like, Mount Sinai Hospital area. This is Stokes / Martin Luther King area. Wade Park area. Cleveland Clinic kind of area. You know what I'm saying? So this is out in the city. If you can't see, everybody's out here. This is, what's going on out here. People walking their dogs out here. We're right out in public. You know what I'm saying? This is not, hideaway spot. So, yeah, there's that. But part 3, we'll go ahead and start it up. What makes me think that I was bothered with from the beginning, as far as meeting different people, and why do I feel like I'm blaming different people and stuff like that? It's not that I'm blaming people, it's that I'm blaming my self-worth. I'm blaming my own energy. Like I said, my energy depleted after I start running into certain people. Okay. That's a good sandwich. Chicken teriyaki, onions, sauteed onions, fresh mushrooms, double Swiss, and teriyaki sauce on wheat. I didn't get the white bread. I got wheat bread. So, in case you wondered what the order was, it's pretty good. Penn Station. I used to get Penn Station 8-9 years ago, but it's pretty good. Come from right across. I think that's Chester, or is that Stokes? I forgot what street it is. Might be Chester, but yeah. So it's pretty good. Anyway. You know what you are when you are born as a baby. You know what you are. You know what makes you feel right. You know what you come from. And you know what makes you you as a baby. Like I said on the first video, I reiterated, that's what makes you cry for attention. That's what makes you, complain. That's what makes you feel unsafe, because you know that you aren't being you. So you start crying. You know that your presence is being bothered. You don't feel yourself 100%, so you start crying. That's what makes a baby cry. And like I said in the first video, we've grown accustomed to, giving a baby bottle when the baby cries, giving a toy, a rattler, baby block, stuff like that. Mommy gotta come, stuff like that. So instead of dealing with the issue of, well, what's really making my baby cry, you instead give the baby a distraction, or you give the baby something to distract it. Like I said, and the baby is now okay for the meantime. It's always the meantime. So you say, okay, all right, I feel good, I feel great. Cool. Now, me, as I said, it started off as a personal story. But personal story, was saying, okay, this dude named George, he grew up, first 20 years of his life, you know, being pretty cool, made a couple friends, he tried college, flunked out, went to trade school, graduated. After he graduated, he ran into this girl, and this girl made his life something else. You know what I'm saying? Like something else. What? The sound is good, I'm sorry. What exactly did she make his life? I don't know. But it wasn't normal. Just say he felt terrible every day. George, every day. And that's pretty much where we left off. Alright? Now part 2, part 3 and 4 is about how he started to repair himself. And how he started finding out how there's a lot of background dirt. It's like background instances, and how family plays a role and your friends play a role. Who you are connected to plays a role in the story. So you can't just ignore certain people because you feel like, oh, well, you know, they weren't there in the beginning. Oh, because, you know, they, you know, no, you can't just ignore them. Like, they were there and they play a role in the story. So I'm gonna try my best to get started on part 3. All right. So part 3. I went through this girl, that girl, went through parents. Now he was out on his own. So what has George Fortune been doing since he's been out on his own? He's been trying to weed his way through fakeness. And I'm gonna start breaking it down here right now. So when I left my people and moved in with the light-skinned girl, all right, you gotta refer back to the older videos if you don't already know about the light-skinned girl. If you don't know about the light-skinned girl, go back and watch the other video, because it's a part 1, part 2 to this video. So I'm gonna already start. So I left my mom, I left my dad, and I started living with this light-skinned girl. Now, things seemed cool the whole time, but the whole time I was being set up in places where I couldn't see because I was focused on other things. Other things being my well-being, my mental, you know, my stability, my ability to, you know, walk on 2 feet, you know, stuff like that. I was focused on other stuff. So the whole time I was focused on that, they was focused on the outside energy around me. And they filled up the whole outside astral plane with bullshit, demons, garbage, a whole bunch of stuff that people don't want. You know what I'm saying? They made sure that people were allergic to what I am, who I am, to the point where they wouldn't even listen to me cry out for help. All right, they made sure of this. I didn't know this until way later. But the whole time, I wonder, what's wrong? What's wrong? You know, or what am I doing wrong? Stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, all right. I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep going until eventually things get better. All right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Fast forward to year 2021. Now, I'm on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm living on my own. I don't have nobody to run to. There's nobody I can contact. There's nobody I can say, yeah, okay. Well, I can go to her to make sure, you know, I do this. I can go to him. I don't have none of that. Nah. Here is the precaution to this whole story. Anything that I do, anything that I touch, anybody that I talk to, they're already brainwashed or confused by the demons or by the dark negative energy that has been implanted in my existence. So anytime I try to reach somebody honestly, anytime I try to talk to somebody on a meaningful level, try to say, all right, I understand all that city bullshit, but right now I need help. Anytime I try that, they don't hear me because I've been implanted with so many I've been implanted with so many demons and so many negative Nancy's that the city, anybody is not trying to hear that. Any type of any type of staff member, any kind of pastor, anybody, they're not trying to hear what I gotta say because my energy is so shut down, so terrible. So I'm like, I'm starting to feel like all hope is lost because without your presence, you have nothing. You have nothing else. So I'm starting to feel like, what's the point of me even doing anything? So this dude come over here doing boxing training. I don't know if I'm saying, hope he don't want to box me, because what I'm saying, I am in no shape. As you see, I'm eating a sandwich, what I'm saying? So that'd be the last thing I need is for somebody to come over here and try to fight and box me. And I got sun chips and so. But alright. So, good. So, I'm on my own now. Trying to connect with people, talk to people, trying to get them to see what I'm trying to do. And they all take me as a joke. They're like, oh, we don't believe you can be positive. And I'm wondering why. The whole time I'm like, being honest and being truthful. I'm coming from the heart, coming from the mind, I'm coming from everything I got. Why are you not believing me? It took me to go to this Harbor Light place to where people started showing me, all right, what these Jezebels and these sorcerers and these bigots and these fat people, and it gets weird. All right, get weird. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm on my own. I had hella money stacked up. I had hella cheese stacked up because, like I said, I saved some money staying with my mother. My father was charging me rent. He charged me $400-500 a month for rent. But I had already been working. I was already working, and I had already had a job. I had already saved money from staying with my mother. So it was nothing for me to pay her rent. But I was kind of upset behind it because I was like, why would you charge me? I'm supposed to be your son. I'm supposed to be somebody in distress. It's COVID out here. I'm trying to get my own place. What's up? So he charged me $100 a week, which equated up to about $450-500 a month. So was I happy? No, not at all. So I'm trying to figure it out. And he was the one toting around, I got all this money. I don't need nothing. I don't need nobody. I'm financially sound. I'm financially great. But he's still charging me rent. So I'm trying to figure out, like, you got all this cheese, then what you need my money for? Like, what you should be doing is trying to figure out what kind of business or what kind of online scheme or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got money saved up. I got my little couple coins saved up. You supposedly got all this big money, but you don't have no other plan. All you got is the money. I don't believe you got all this money no more. Because A, you charging me. You must be broke somewhere. Right? And then B, you don't have no business open. You don't have no type of, I don't see, you driving the same, 2010, you living in the same house you've been living in 20, 30 years. I don't believe you. So it was harder for me to believe my father when he says he got all the discipline, he got the plan. It was getting harder for me to believe him. Now, if he do have all this money saved up, I hope he really does open up some kind of business or something, because it's more than just talking about it. We're in an era where you can't just, you can't just run your mouth. Like, you actually have to have what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, your imagination and what's happening on the street is two totally different things. So that's why it was hard for me to believe. Like I said, I'm coming from jail, I'm coming from, CBCF, I'm coming from, some other family who didn't give a shit about me. They just seen me as a battery. They didn't see me as somebody who could talk, who had feelings, none of that. So I'm coming from all of that, and pretty much both of my parents had the same mentality. I'm rich, but it was like nothing to show for it. Like, nothing was there. Like I said, my mother had an apartment off some government program, and my father living the same way. He got a house off some government program. But they both touting and shouting, I'm rich, I don't need nothing, I got this, so it's just hard for me to believe. So I'm like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I come from all of that, and I'm sitting here scared because I have worked the same job through the 6-7 months of my mother's, the 8 months of the 6-7 months of my father's. I had the same job, but they closed the warehouse because of COVID. The owner of the company was like, we don't need this many warehouses open because of COVID. Production is slowing down. All right, patrons aren't buying so many of these products no more. So we only need about so many warehouses open. And they decided to close down, that warehouse that I was working at. Somebody trying to call again. I don't know who it is. But the last time they called, they didn't leave no voicemail. They didn't text, so I don't know who it is. I don't know if I don't know if they emailed, because I'm on this video, so I don't know. But guess we'll find all that out later. So, so I'm working the same job, so I leave. I'm at 2100. And 2100 is a shelter located on Lakeside, downtown Cleveland. And that place is the kind of place where you're on your own. Ain't nobody really there to protect you. Ain't really nowhere for your storage to go, for your clothes to go, for if you got personal belongings. When you first show up, you show up off the street and they give you a bed every night. It's not a place where you go and they're like, okay, we'll give you a bed for... Now, if you get into one of their programs, like I said, Passages, Independence, I think it's one other program, then you might be okay, you know what I'm saying? Then, it's an application you fill out, they see what your situation is, and they'll try to help you. But if you show up off the street, yeah, and then some of the staff, if they get to your mind, to your mental, and they see that you're not strong in the mental, they'll start playing with you. And that's what happened to me. So, I know, because at this time, I'm working. I got this job at the warehouse. At this time, I'm like pretty much begging them to let me into one of their programs. It's a Passages, Independence, something where I know I have a bed every night instead of coming back wondering if I got somewhere to sleep. Because like I said, I'm trying to keep this job, I'm trying to keep this money I got saved up, blah, blah, blah. But because of what the light-skinned girl, her dad, what that family did to my muscle, like to my body, I come off weak to people, weak. So no matter what I'm thinking, no matter how I'm trying to connect to you, to people, I'm still coming off as weak as a child. And they don't take me seriously for nothing, all right? Because mind you, out here, you get these dudes that come off like monsters. You know what I'm saying? And I did a whole piece on that on the last vlog. But they come off as these big giant monsters. Rah, rah, rah. Like that's how they come off. I'm huge, I can't be beat, I'll kill you, I'll beat you. Like, that's how they come out. And I'm not coming out like that. So they're not taking me seriously. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, fill out another application. I'm like, I just filled out an application. Like, what you mean, fill out another app? So they sending me back and forth to Cosgrove for like 2 weeks. Finally, one of the staff members was like, man, let's stop playing with this dude. Go ahead and give him a bed of independence. 1 week after they did that, the warehouse closed. So I found this other job in Shaker, doing like some house cleaning. It's like a house cleaning job. And when they gave me that job, that's when I got the voucher to go to Harbor Light. And Harbor Light is a place where it's a shelter, but it's more like a halfway house type of place. And they give you, excuse me, and they give you a case manager who watches your life, watches your case. If you working, if you doing what you're supposed to do, if you've been paying attention, if you in here just playing around, like they watching everything that you do, you know what I'm saying? And they want to see if you're serious about getting the fuck up out of Harbor Light. Because there's a lot of people who've been there for years because they just love playing. They just love being there. I just like making fun of people. I just like playing God. I just like acting like I got everything. Like, nah, I was like, not me. So my case manager saw that about me ASAP. He was like, I already see you not playing. I already see you got this job. I already see, you take care of yourself, all of that. You didn't come in here scraggling and playing on the screen. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you this application for Eden, which is supposed to be like a housing help. It's like a housing voucher where they give you everything. They pay your rent for a year, and then after that, you're on your own. So hope you get yourself together, before a year is up. Because if you don't, you back ass out. You gotta go right back to the shelter. So I told him, dude, whatever it take to get me out of here quick, because I seen there was a lot of bullshit, a lot of schemes, a lot of a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to go through. All of that was happening at Harbor Light, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So I'm like, okay. A couple months go by. I check in with my case manager, or mind you, because of that shit they did to me, to my body, to my presence, nobody's believing my story. And in this town, you have to have a believable story. You have to. People have to trust you here to keep you in a circle, to keep you in a life, to keep you in a business, on a street, to keep you as a visitor or whatever. They have to trust you. You have to be somebody that's honest. At some extent, that's not saying be a perfect person. That's not saying you got to be, Osama. No, I'm sorry. That's not saying you have to be, President Obama. That's not saying you have to be Joe Biden by a long shot. But you have to be. But what I'm carrying with me is so bogus. Like I said, the energy that I'm carrying with me is so fraudulent to the point where, like, nobody. But the way I'm getting these jobs is by using a story. I'm telling them, like, dude, I need help. And like that alone gets me in the door of anywhere I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like anywhere I want to go, anybody I want to talk to, it gets me in the door. But once I'm in the door, it's like all the help stops. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you here now. Now what can you do? And it's like, that's all I can do because I'm entrapped within all of these demons and garbage and lies and phoniness. And, it's like I said, when I was living at that house with that light-skinned girl and her father and her 2 boys, they wanted me to play a role as a phony, as a snake, as a rat. But that's not the way I grew up in the street. I explained how I grew up in the street. The way I grew up was I come outside, I help people. I got the kind of energy, it's approachable. Once you get to know me, you know me. You don't have to worry about me changing up. You don't have to worry about me being somebody else after you get to know me. You don't have to worry about none of that. You don't have to worry about no backstabbing, me using you. I'm not thinking about you like that. I got other things, other vices to take care of all that. Okay, that's the way I grew up. But that house wanted to change me into something else that I cannot physically, mentally be. You know what I'm saying? And now I got this track record following me everywhere. So I'm going through all of that, right? Case manager sees it too, because like I said, I'm starting to break it down in front of people. And they starting to see that I'm not whatever the energy is around me. So they hire me just based off that strength. They're starting to trust me just based off that strength alone. They like, we can clearly see that whoever tried to set you up, like, whoever tried to get you, they ain't gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, they starting to trust me and stuff off of that. So, I'm at Harbor Light. I run into all these bogus characters, these fake God characters. I'm God. I got all these abilities, all this, all that. So, I run through maybe 1 or 2 more jobs. Because like I said, the more I don't play this role, the more people get upset. Because the energy around me grants me to be something different. But I keep telling them, I can't. That's not who I am. I don't know how to be fake. All I know is real life. You know what I'm saying? And most of the employees respect it, but it was getting too confusing for their business. Because they're like, you cool, but we don't know what you doing. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you too complicated to be hired here. We're sorry. And that's what the majority of the business are saying. So it made me start looking at business different. Because I'm like, y'all supposed to be hiring people, giving them second chances, blah, blah, blah. And yet and still, I get hired. I'm doing good, and I'm doing excellent work. I know I'm doing excellent work. I'm bleeding, I'm sweating, I'm crying, I'm doing all kinds of stuff to get this work done. And make sure it's excellent. But y'all still don't trust me. You know? Hey, some bullshit, man. Longevity is everything. But when you're in these cities are, they're thinking faster. The business, you're supposed to be catching on to something quickly. It's common sense. It don't take a genius to figure out what this city has done. It don't take a genius. Once you figure out what the city is up to, you can get a job, you can keep it, start school, whatever you want to do. I hope you got another plan. I hope you don't just plan on working. But sad to say that the people I was dealing with at that house, they can't figure that out. Because every job I get, they want to slow the company down. They want to put negative energy all in the company. You can't do that. You got to be able to keep up. And I don't care who you are. If you like the company, you don't like the company, you don't like the business, it could be a privately owned business. You have to be able to keep up. Alright? People I was dealing with can't keep up. Then that made me realize why she couldn't keep a job. Like the whole time I was there, like she ran through, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 40, maybe 50 jobs, bro. Like, no exaggerating, bro. Like, a job maybe a month, bro. Like, a job every couple of weeks. Like, it just got crazy, and they just kept figuring her out. Like, oh, that's not what we do. Like, her front, like, your front is good, but after that, and that's what I kept explaining. Like, okay, you got the front part. There's the second part to it. There's the next part, which is be involved in the company. Be involved in the people, in the community, into what people are doing. You got to be involved in it. You got to make a face. You got to have a name. You know what I'm saying? You can't just show up and do all the work. And I figured that out because, like I said, I was doing premium, top-notch work. And it wasn't the work that was the problem. It was the character that I was bringing to the company. So, I'm figuring all this out. I'm like, okay. I'm at Harbor Light. I'm on my own. Right? I'm going job after job. Maybe after about 6 months, 7 months. No, 6 months. 5, 6 months. Case manager finds me. He's like, so your CMHA application went through. I'm like, CMHA? He like, yeah. You know, it went through, they accepted it. I'm like, I thought you put me on Eden. He said, Eden was cool, but for you, I knew CMHA would be a better fit for you. He was like, CMHA, they check up on you every 4 or 5 years. So I said, wow, like CMHA. He was like, Cleveland Metro Housing Authority, something. That sandwich, man, it was a banger, man. Like, I almost want to get on my knees and praise God. That sandwich, man. That sandwich from Slap City. Yeah. But, so he was like, CMHA. They said they accepted. So I was like, okay. A couple more months went by. And they found me again. But I was working. I found this job at this company called Sensical. But I got hired through a contracting company called Jam Pro. So, once again, I'm already working. I'm already getting some type of money. Already going through all of the pains of dealing with this old ex and her old family and, you know, living how they want me to live. I don't know nothing about none of that, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, everybody I meet, they see my pain, but they more see what that old ex, you know what I'm saying, is standing there. Like, they more see her over me. And that's part of the extraterrestrial part, you know what I'm saying, that I'm going to get to. So, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They're like, okay. I get a call, no, I get my case manager, he found me. He was like, yo, you know, they want to meet with you, you know, about your apartment. I said, okay, cool. So they, you know, we get in the van. It's me and this other dude who I knew from 2100. And we go to this place, to this apartment building. And, you know, we meet the lady. She like, yeah, the apartments will be done. Excuse me. Excuse me. She's like, yeah, you know, the apartments will be done in about, you know, a month, you know, 30, 40 days. And this was like March, mid-March. So here we are going into the beginning of April. I still ain't got no call. So I'm sitting here kind of scared, like, was she bullshitting? Was she playing with me? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I'm getting ready to say. The ending to that is got a whole nother job. Now I'm at this other janitorial sanitation company. That's a contracting company. It's like an all-female halfway house kind of place. And it is delicious. The females in that fucking building, bro, are crazy. And most of the staff are female. Matter of fact, 95% of the staff are a female, bro. They got like 1 or 2 maintenance men in the building. And that's it. And I don't know how they do it. But that place is ridiculous, bro. Now, I can survive because I'm already retarded. I'm already, in my mind, I'm already crazy. So there's not a lot you can do to break my reality or, you know, change who I am. I was retarded I don't want to say retarded at birth, but I was already taught what I am and my abilities at birth. And then not to mention, I got this ex and her entire Hoover and family hanging over me. At any good opportunity that come to me, they end up boo-booing or spitting or making everybody uncomfortable or making people, you know, making me look different to people. Like, they make me look like a monster. They make me look like a nasty entity to people. And that's not really who I am. And I don't even know how they doing it. Like I said, I'm scared. Because I'm like, if people this stupid, I'm like, if people stupid enough to believe somebody who was an ex, who was somebody who I don't deal with no more. I ain't dealt with this person, this family, since 2019. This is 2022. 2022. And you still believe in an old situation? I'm like, come on, man. There's no way. But in the business, it's always about the first thing that we feel about you. And they've already taken that over about me. So they got it to where everywhere I go, the first thing people feel about me is negativity. That's the first thing people feel. Jealousy, negativity, double crossing, ratting, snaking. Oh, he might be thinking something negative about me. And mind you, I already got my own problems, right? I'm already overly sexual, like I said, already. Out the gate, I wasn't getting it like the average teenage boy was when they was in school. The average teenage boy was, talking to girls, doing it in the back of the classroom. I wasn't doing none of that. I was holding it all in. All right? Just squeezing my own, nuts, squeezing my own anatomy. All right? Hoping and praying one day I get an anime or something, and some magic girl to come and help and do it to me. Like, that's the way I grew up. So I'm not used to going out here and, pissing all over everybody and nutting all and shitting all over everybody. Like, that's not my thing. I'm like a professional. I'm my own professionality. I have my own ranking and my own family. Like, people expect a certain level of professionality from me. They expect it. And if I don't provide it, then it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they gonna say something about it. But, I'm sitting here like, okay, yeah, I could do it. Turns out I can't do it. So like I said, now I keep looking over there because the police don't pull up, and I don't know if I can see them, but I don't know if that's a good thing. Let's say I got these felonies. I got all this stuff around me, negativity around me, and yeah. But I'm eating. Eating is supposed to be a sign of peace out here. You should eat something. You shouldn't be trying to fight nobody. You shouldn't be trying to, all that. So, but anyway. So so now we can fast forward a little bit, and now we can get kind of into the extraterrestrial part of this whole saga, because now we know where I'm at. I'm on my own, right? I'm clearly unhealthy. I'm not eating the best. All right, my spirit's wavering. 1 minute I'm in a good spot, next minute I'm in a bad spot. I don't have no friends. I don't have nobody I could just talk to. I don't have nobody I could just run to and, tell all my life's problems. So I don't have none of that. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury, right? So now you know where I'm at. Yes, I dropped the fry. I'm not happy. So now we get into the part that's the background. And the background is deeper than what you see. The background is about what is in your real self. And your real self is not what you eat. Your real self is not who you know, where you work, what's on the street, what police is in front of you. Like I said, they still sitting here. You know what they doing. But they pull right in front of me. I'm like, but anyway, that's not your real self. Your real self is your energy. And it sounds simple. Why don't you just pray? Why don't you just change your energy? It's not that simple. Once something get a hold of you, Not to mention your whole family and everybody you know. Once something gets a hold of your whole life, like your whole existence, your whole circle, once some demon get a hold of everything you ever known and all of this and all of that, that's a tough cookie to break. That's a hard thing to try to change. And that's where I'm at right now. But let me tell you where I messed up. That light-skinned girl I was with, for the first 5 years of the relationship, for the first 5 years of that relationship, I was giving her everything, not knowing what she was. She works just like many other beings on this planet, so it's not new. It's kind of how it always been. But she works for darkness. If you want to call it the devil, if you want to call it evil, if you want to call it, negative, then whatever. But she works for a darkness entity, a darkness energy. That's the source of their family. That's the source of their people. And they went to college off of that. They done, become somewhat successful off of that. Like I said, that's what they know. That's what they've known their whole lives. But my family and my life has always derived from light, from energy, from living, from something that makes you move. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can get into, something that you can believe, something you can touch, something you can feel, something that can make your thought pattern change, something that can open your mind. Like I said, to me, that's what God is to me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, and I always knew it's other people, it's other kind of families, other kind of lives out here. I always knew that. All right? And my family used to always warn me too. Watch out. You already know what you're doing, G. Watch out, George. You already know what you believe in. There's people out here who do not believe in that. They're actually killing us, I'm telling you. And here I am, 15 years later, almost 20 years later, dealing with it. So, but that's another story. So, because I'm giving this girl everything, right? Like I said, she looks so innocent. That was the first thing that caught me. She looked so innocent. She looked so nice. She looked like she was really crying. She looked like she really needed help. You know what I'm saying? She really looked like the type that could listen to you and understand you and process the information. That's not her type. To get to her, you have to do something drastic, past drastic. Because like I said, the way she was raised up, all right? From a baby, when she popped out of her baby, her father started something up on her immediately. All right, ASAP, from newborn to all the way to what she's doing now. Her father has been in her, literally. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no way somebody like me could get through to her. It takes somebody drastic, way more criminal, way more villainous, way more evil and dark to get to her. So it's not just me, you know what I'm saying? Now, why would the universe send me somebody like that? I don't know. But as I remind you, I was lost when I met her. I was somewhere else. I was in some parallel traveling somewhere else. Without, throughout these realms, I wasn't found. So that's why I think she popped up. But here's the problem. Now they don't want to let go. It's time for them to let go. It's time for them to let George be who he is. It's time for them to say, okay, all right, we had our fun with him, or whatever. It's time for us to move on to the next person that we sat and sop and use as a battery. But they don't want to let go. And that's a problem. Because now my existence is calling. All right, my little city is calling. You know what I'm saying? My little life is calling and saying, okay, it's time for you to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to come on home. But they keep, like I said, reenacting these, evil type of spells, and they keep reenacting these, they keep doing the same evil thing, and it's causing a relapse. It's causing a backwards type of step. So every time I wake up, I don't know who I am. And like I said, but I started a whole workout routine in the morning. I started a whole coffee routine in the morning. I started this whole thing, because you got to pump your own blood, pump your own organs. But like I said, that's a whole nother story. So, but, yeah. So, and like I said, I stayed in a house. I met her in 2010. I moved in with her family in 2013. I stayed in their house up until 2019. So they've had chances to study all of my brain patterns, all of my thought movements, all of my people. Like I said, they lied to my people and told them I'm not thinking about them, I don't care about them, and the lie carried because I wasn't there to prove them wrong. And like I said, it's not that I was avoiding my family because I felt like I was doing better than them. I was avoiding them because I wasn't feeling like myself. I was avoiding my dad because I know he wouldn't be proud. I was avoiding my mom because I knew my energy was disgusting. I don't want to go around none of my grandma's cousins, none of them. I'm thinking, how can I clear my energy so next holiday, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my thought every year. Next holiday, I'll be feeling better than this. Well, I'm a lie, so I gotta work this Christmas. Like I'm just lying, right? And the best thing I could do is smoke more weed, drink more alcohol. That's like the best thing I could do to try to, make things go forward. Because everything is so stuck, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just embarrassed. Like now I know it's spells that they constantly put on my life. And now check this out. This job I got now, right? Check this out. I'm getting to the point where I'm setting this up on purpose. Now, this city is easily gullible. Easily, right? Everything is an image to the city. Now, this is just what I believe. I could be wrong. Like I said, it's hundreds of different cities, hundreds of different places to go. But to me, this city is an image. So if you make something believable, people are going to believe you, especially if you're going quick. Yeah, I'm God. Yeah, I got Jesus. Yeah, like people just gonna believe me. Oh yeah, he God, he Jesus. Oh yeah, I really believe him. Yeah, he can grow wings. He can grow wings at night. He can grow wings at night. He can fly over my family and heal my people. Like people will believe you here. Yes. So off that fact alone, it was easy for that family to paint this darkness over my body. And it was easy because they didn't have to work hard. That's what they worked for. That's who they were from the beginning. Like I said, when she was made, that's what they made her from the beginning. When those boys were born, those boys were made from darkness. That's what they are. It's not a job to them. It's not different to them. It's not scary to them. It's not, oh, we better not do this. Oh, we scared to do that. They're not worried about none of that because that's who they are. Now, if you pay attention, that is the latest trend. All right, all of this rap music, all of these media, everybody want to be evil, everybody want to be big and bad, everybody want to feel like the tough guy, everybody want to say I've been through jail, everybody want to be, the big macho man. That's what the thing is today. So them doing what they're doing, to them, that's child's play. To be out here. Because they like I said, they evil to the core. They evil to their hearts, man. They don't need God, nothing. They don't need to pray for nothing. Everything they do. And like I said, that's what the white man set up here. That's what the white man's game is here. Do your worst. You get anything you want. You know what I'm saying? Beat them. Kill them. You get what you want. That's what it always been here. So it's easy for a family like that to come into terms with anything. Now, like I said, my particular family, we always worked hard. We always did. It was always blood, sweat, and tears. And the white people used to hate us. But they had no choice but to love us because we had the same struggle. We always made them open their eyes and see we're doing the same thing you're doing. There's nothing different between me and you. The only thing that's different is skin color and probably the way we talk. Everything else is technically the same. We get tired of the same thing. We get tired of stupid people, just like y'all do. There's some stupid people out here. You know what I mean? Completely stupid, idiotic. I can't believe you walked in Batman and shot the whole theater up. I can't believe you walked in Columbine and shot the whole school, the whole college. Like, what had to be going through your mind for you to shoot the whole school? So you just don't think about human life. You just don't care about nothing about human life, God, where you going when you die. You don't care about nothing. You just do things without thinking about the outcome. Like, how can you be that stupid? Right? But the way their family was, we dark and evil. And it's like, to a certain extent, we all feel that. And that's how I got sucked in. Because I'm sitting there like, you know what? That is true. You know, this world is some bullshit. It's a lot of stipulations on this world. Especially for black people, if you want to go there. You know, they lock us up instantly. They'll lock us up quicker than a white person. If we don't come across a certain way to a white cop, if we don't speak to a white police officer, if we don't make a white judge feel comfortable, if we don't make her feel comfortable or him feel comfortable, we're going to get locked up. There's no helping. There's no, well, what's wrong? Well, what mentally happened? So what happened to your body, your life, your way of thinking? There's none of that. It's, you didn't make me feel good. You're part of my shitty day. You get X amount of time in jail. You get X amount of time in prison. You get X amount of time sent off. You know what I'm saying? There's no second guessing and no help. So in a certain way, they play on that. And they like, well, we know everybody don't always like this world. So we're going to use them to say we right. We're going to use people's emotions and say, oh, okay, well, this time I bet you felt a little dark. Well, this time I bet you felt a little evil. But that's everybody. So you can't play on that. That's how everybody feel. We all feel a little, you know, that's what rap means. That's what hip-hop is about. Every so often, you want to break the rule. You know what I'm saying? You want to put on something that just help you say fuck everybody, fuck everything. That's how everybody feel. You know, you working out, you saying fuck everybody, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Or you at work, you know, you got your workflow. You feel like fuck everybody sometimes. But that's what those kind of families play on, man. I'm warning people, man. But for them, it's not just an album. I'm warning. That's their whole life. That's everything they ever known. Everything they ever known is death, killing. You know what I'm saying? The worst emotional experience that you could ever, you know, think about. The worst, you know, emotional time that can be in your heart, that can be in your mind, that can be in your zone. The worst thing that you could ever think ever is what they're all about. That's their whole life. All right. And because we live in a city like this, where anything is pretty much bought, as long as you know how to move fast, that's what they say. And so it appears to be God. Because as long as you move something, as long as you make a little difference on the stage, as long as you make a little magic, you know, on the plateau, that's all people want. But they're not thinking about the source of that magic. They're not thinking about if that source is real, if that source is from God, if that source is from the family, if that source is from work, if that source is from drugs, if that source is from the street, if that source is from the female. They're not thinking about that. All they know is it moved. It happened. Yeah, he did it. But see, the more you pass that, the more you say, okay, yeah, you did it. The more you keep doing that, that's the bigger and bigger that darkness gets. Because you keep passing it without questioning it. You're not asking, where is it from? How did it start? Like I'm doing. Like I did. And that's why they started getting mad at me and wanting to kill me now. I'm surprised I'm not dead. To be honest with you, man, I should be dead, man. But like I said, with this kind of voice, with this kind of persona, like I said, I keep eating fries, I keep eating Penn Station, you know, I keep, you know what I'm saying, I keep up with the ignorance of this world, but that's how I've always been. Like I said, I've never been a snitch. You do what you do. I've never been a rat. You do what you do in your life. Whatever make your life go forward is what you gotta do. You feel me? But some people can't take that, man. Like, they gotta own everything. No, I don't feel you, because I feel like you might find somebody bigger than me. You might feel. can't help you with that problem, sir. You gotta have your own confidence. You gotta find it without me. You gotta do your own confidence without me. So, but it gets deeper. So now, everybody that I run into, they see me as somebody else, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off to the core. Pissed into the bottom of my heart. Like I said, me and white people, we had a relationship. All through high school, all through trade school, college, whatever you want to call it. And we had a relationship, man. Now, dude, I run into a white person now, and they look at me like I'm just one of these little nerd, little nigglings, like I'm just one of these little, misinformed little black people. And I always gotta change their mind. I don't have time to work to change your mind. You used to see me and know what it was. You used to see me, like I said, you can normally feel somebody's work. You can normally feel somebody's presence, what they've been doing all day, their family. You can feel somebody, so you don't have to lie. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make nothing up. You can be real, and anybody will feel it. A white, a Spanish, a black, a prison warden, an inmate. Like, as long as you being what you are, you should have no problems out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? But because of what these people done did to me, to my soul, to my body, to my existence, now it's like they look at me and I can't figure out what the heck they did to me. It's like living there just put a big damper on my whole life. And that's how I end up getting felonies. Like I said, if it was the actual George Fortune in the courtroom that day, I wouldn't have got no felonies. Because it would have been like, oh, he made a mistake. Like, immediately. Oh, well, okay, well, that was the challenge. Oh, okay, well, he ran into one of those kind of girls. Then that's all it would have been. It would have been, oh, well, we don't see him making that kind of mistake again. Get him out of here. Or it probably would have been a felony, but it probably would have been like, okay, well, it's a high level misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? Okay, give him like 2-3 months in jail. He'll definitely sit back, got time to get ready, come out here again, and never let that happen again. Excuse me. Because he knows who he is. But instead, I got looked at as a niggling, as a little niggling who didn't know nothing. I got looked at as somebody I'm not. I got looked at as somebody who's just misinformed. So I ended up getting all of that time. And that's uncool, man. I worked hard, bro. From 0 to 20 years old. I worked hard, man, for that little relationship I had, to at least be 1-2 steps ahead of my neighborhood, to be 1-2 steps ahead of my family, to be 1-2 steps ahead of my friends. I worked hard for that little teeny-weeny bit of, comfort zone with anybody. Like I said, not just white people, not just anybody who already is in ownership, who already, run businesses, run companies. It's a certain mind frame you can have, dude. You can get into just about anything you want. But the first thing is your energy. And if your energy is shitty, dude, you can be Bill fucking Gates. You can be Jesus fucking Christ, bro. You can be the creator of all life. If your energy is shitty, nobody's gonna want to talk to you, bro. Nobody, man. I'm sorry. Like, nobody's gonna want to talk to you. I don't care who you are. Nobody's gonna want you. So, and that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm at now. Everywhere I go, and it gets worse, because whatever they did to me in that house, it's like, dude, like my memory, all of the things that are important to me, the things that I purposely store into my brain, the things that I as a man that you should remember, that you should remember as a man, as a grown man, the things that you should know about yourself, that you put in your own memory, is inside of your physical memory, the things that you know you should have. Like I say, it's always gone by morning. It's always gone by morning. I wake up almost every morning, man, wondering who I am. You know what I'm saying? And what's dangerous is this. I started creating these relationships, and that's why I bring up the job. Because when you work a job, people remember you for what you do at the job. So when you show up doing a totally different thing, it's like, nah, that's too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it's like, nah, that's not what you was doing just the other day. That's not George. That's not Mr. Fortune. That's not what he was. So it's like, what the fuck do you do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like LD. I'm not like retarded to the point where I can get Social Security. There's nothing technically wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? It's something unexplainable. Like if I just walk up to people and tell them like, yeah, I met this old man, and this old man want this world to burn. Okay, that's a classic story, bro. Like that's everybody's problem. No, it's deeper than that, because he watching every single second, and every time I do something that he don't do, like, bro, ain't nobody got time for all them details, man. Like, bro, we don't have time for all of that, man. But bro, we done all went through people we don't like. But this particular old man, done put so much of his DNA in my body via that girl. Like I said, it's all about that girl. It's all about his daughter that he made up. You know what I'm saying? And, the more I was having sex with her, having relations, pouring my emotions out to her, the more he was recording, the more he was watching, documenting. He was doing his own documenting my whole life. So now that I'm gone, now I hear his voice everywhere. You can't do nothing, and you won't keep a job. Hey, I hate your mama. I hate your father. I hate everything about you. I hope you die. I'm gonna set you up. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, like I wish I would have never met you, man. I wish I would have never met your people, man. Like you're nothing but peril. You're nothing but, distress. Like you're nothing good for the society. You don't have a role to play. You're trying to use me to come out, and like people don't believe you because they already know who I am. They already know this is something George would never do. You know what I'm saying? Like George would never be this dark. Like George would never be this quiet for this long. George would never just put up with certain stuff. That's something. And then they try to blame it on weed. You can't do that because I was already smoking weed in 04, 06, 09. So you can't use that because I wasn't the same way. Like I was silly. I was silly when I was a pothead. Yeah, sure, I did some silly things. Yeah, sure. I was saying some pretty, imaginary things when I was high or whatever. But dude, like, just, man, to be on the level to where it's like this, bro. Like I just don't talk to nobody. Like I just disrespect people by disregarding their whole existence. To me, that's just like, oh, God. So I got it to the point where most intelligent people, the people who know that there's other spirits out here, there's other astral planes out here, there's other gateways out here that's been opening up. Everybody know that being on the darkness wave, being on the hatred wave, being on the racist wave, being on the prejudice wave, being on the wave that say fuck everybody. Everybody know that is what the business is today. Everybody knows this. If you ain't saying fuck everybody, you ain't getting no money out here. Period. Because they ain't gonna let you through. That's not what's being marketed. The new market is racist, prejudice. But it's on a deeper level than that I can't get into on this video, because I'm already going on and on about, part 3, which is how I'm retrieving my energy. How am I doing it? Like I said, I started praying. Prayer plays a big role, a big part in my life now. And it's getting harder and harder to pray. Because every time I pray, them demons lift right out of my body. They lift right out of my soul. I start feeling my soul come, return to me. I start feeling my spirit return to me. I start feeling myself feel, comfortable, like I can, like I got a second to relax, to breathe. As soon as you start bringing up God, everything starts changing. But I promise you, these, particular kinds of families, they don't want you to know God because they're supposed to be God. You see what I'm saying? So they put you through so much trauma to the point where when you feel any little relief, they expect for them to get the credit for it. Because they like, well, we did all this to you. Well, we did all of that to you. Anything you get good, that's because of me. Yeah, you was working that hard because of me. I'm like, dude, that was unnecessary though. Like, we don't need you. We didn't need to be under that much stress. We already under that much stress, just trying to pay bills, just trying to come up, just trying to be outside in society, just trying to get on the bus to go to work. You might get looked at by the bus driver a certain crazy way, just to pump your gas. You might, the Arab might look at you a certain way just to pump your gas. So we got enough of that. We don't need your extra stress, your extra molestation and extra rapage, and you know what I'm saying? We don't need all of that. But that's not how they looking at it. They looking at it like stress and pain is what started this whole business. You know what I'm saying? Stress and pain and blood and, disease, like I said, AIDS, HIV, chlamydia, all of that stuff, man. They look at it like bacteria is just what started this whole entire life. Like, that's what started this whole business. And people like me keep trying to tell them there was another organism, dude, that was first. Before bacteria, before sickly things started growing, there was an organism that was first. There was an atom that was another atom that was number one before bacteria. You know what I'm saying? Before anything else. But they not trying to hear that, because people are already too stupid out here, and they already bought the idea that bringing negativity brings them power. Bringing hatred and prejudice brings them power. So they're not trying to stop. And that's why families like that are winning, and we can't teach them, because they can easily go outside and, be ignorant, you know what I'm saying, be, misinformed, and that's pretty much what the style is. So it's like, how do you help somebody like that? How do you, like, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't help a family like that, man. Like, you literally can't. You know what I'm saying? But, what's killing me though, like I said, is my family is bought out. The two big pieces of my family, they went into my mom because her husband is pretty much a creep. He's pretty much the same way. Now, what's crazy is I've always known him. I always knew dude. Dude was always. It's not that he's slow, but you can tell that he's more like a city side type of dude. And I always respected them kind of dudes, because they always hustle. And they always do it humbly. They get their money, you know what I'm saying? And they want to go home. They want to eat, you know what I'm saying? Or they want a nice car. They want a nice wife. They just want a nice life at the end of the day. But those kind of dudes have become big-headed, inflated, because, like I said, that special kind of negativity is what's on the rise. You see what I'm saying? So you can be somebody who, because you didn't get everything you wanted, now you can come out here and show all this prejudice and hatred towards everybody, and now you think you can get anything you want. But you can't, like, battle them. You can't talk no sense into them, because now it's been going on for more than 10 years. You see what I'm saying? And there's babies being born out of this type of, thing going on. And there's families being raised off of this type of thing that's going on. So you got whole groups of people that's raised out of prejudice, raised out of racism, raised out of... And I'm hearing it was like that a long time ago. A long time, maybe about 30, 40 years ago, I'm hearing it was already like that. So a lot of these old school cats, they like in heaven right now. Like, if you 50 plus, you in heaven. Because all you got to do is say, I hate you, and you get a pass. All you got to do is say, well, I don't agree with you, or I don't believe you, and you'll get a pass into whatever it is you're trying to do. But like I was saying, though, I already knew her dude from, the 2000s. That's when she met him. It was, that's when, I had graduated high school. I was already out of Job Corps. I was in my room all the time. I was playing a game. I had friends over and stuff like that. And she met him. And like I said, he seemed like one of them type of dudes who was cool, but you could tell he was a hustler type of dude. You know what I'm saying? He always throughout the city. He got his little stuff to sell. Like, he always selling his little products. Always coming through. He buy wholesale, selling off single, get the cheese. You know what I'm saying? That's like a nice hustle. But as I said, though, man, those types of dudes right now, their egos are inflated today. You know what I'm saying? It's been 20 years, 10 years since, you know what I'm saying, since back then. And it's like their time is now. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the like city side types people, it's like this is their time. And you can't do anything about it. You can't talk no sense to them. And what's crazy is the law is on their side, because the law wants certain control over what's going on out here in society. And if you look to these city-siders, it's like they have a simple side. All they really want is a safe home, something to eat, just like I just told you, a nice car, you know, nice wife. That's really it, you know, nice TV. Excuse me, that's really it. They got their own, you know, imagination. They got their own dream already. They got their own, you know, reality already set up somewhere else. So they're not caring about what's really going on out here. So they'll get anything up to the judge. They'll get anything up to the police. Because they're not really living out here. You know what I'm saying? So the police don't have to worry about them changing their reality, you know, enlightening their minds. They don't really have to worry about them doing that, because they live simple. And they know they live simple. But that's my mom's husband. You know what I'm saying? And indeed, when I went to stay over there for that, you know, for that little bit of time, it was bogus. It was bogus. I knew me and him had a relationship way before I met that girl, way before, you know, like, you know, I, you know, went to jail, way before, you know, I disappeared for them couple of years, way before all of that. Me and him had a different relationship. But as soon as I got in cahoots with that girl, and I keep bringing that up because her particular family, those are the only kinds of people that they can buy. It's like those city side type people. Like those simple type, like, you know, we just, you know, want one thing. It's like, it's not hard to please us kinds of people. Those are the only kinds of people that they can buy. So see, they bought him immediately. And it's the spirit that's around me. It's not like, dude, like she ain't even gotta call him. She ain't even gotta, you know, get in contact with him physically. It's all about how simple your mind is, how easy it is to get into your mind, how easy it is to get into your life. You know, how many people do you have protecting you? How many people do you have in your world? So if you one of them simple, like I said, simple type people, you easily bought, because you like, yeah, oh yeah. And all it take is, you know, they'll say something simple like, he's trying to change your world. And they'll just believe it. Or they'll say something simple like, he's trying to say God ain't real. And they'll just believe it. I'm like, I mean, you haven't spoken to me, you haven't talked to me, you haven't tried to, you know, see what I'm about. You haven't tried to, you know, you haven't done, you know, you just took the bait immediately. But that's what the simple city, like, their minds are really that easy. If you know how to say something a certain way, they easily believe. And that's how it always was with them. So I'm not blaming them. But what's making me mad is you know, when you start trying to rise up, when you start trying to come up out of all of that garbage, all of them lies they done put around you, all that garbage, all that bullshit they done put around you, and now they want to get upset, and now they want to try to stuff you back into that box, into that hole you was in. Ain't nobody about to do that, bro. But the reason why I brought him up was because now you have people who weren't like that. You got people who was always a city side like that. Something done happened to them. They probably went through the shelter. They done probably lost their mom or something. You know, something drastic happened to them that made them turn to the city to think that the city is God. So those kinds of people are the kinds of people that this particular family that's hoovering over me are taking, eat, and instantly. And if you like a business owner, like if you like a simple business owner, and all you really think about is your company and your profit and stuff like that, they'll take you too, because they know it's something that you're not paying attention to. So they take you instantly, like they'll slip it, they'll slide, they'll sneak right into your program, and you won't even know that they done made you hate me based off of something you wasn't even paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I bring this up because there's people who weren't even like that in the beginning. They weren't like that. And I know for a fact they wasn't, because they was either my friend or my family. And I done watched them change. Or they trying to use me as an excuse. Look at my son. He got family. He don't talk to his mama the same way no more. But you can't use that with me. I came out, I made a difference immediately. I could see if I came out, made the same mistake, went, found, hollering at, talking to females, or I'm horny, I'm trying to get some ass, or I spend all my money on such and such. I could see if I did all of that, but I didn't. I came out and I crushed all of them bogus dreams. See, that's what most people don't do that's in my situation. Most of the people that's in my situation, what they do is they give up. They say, well, I might as well play the villain. Well, I might as well be evil. And they just walk around, probably smoking weed all day, probably, Jordans all, wear some, Jordan gear, where the average rap shit be the average rap or dark person. But that's not how I started my life. So I can't finish it like that. So see, I come out here crushing all of them bogus accusations. I come out here changing people's minds, changing people's realities. I'm showing them what I can do through the darkness, through that bogus, nasty, fake spirit that's over me right now. That's over me everywhere I go. That's changing every job I go to. I start a job, before I start off first day, everything is good, and every day after that turn darker and darker and darker because that spirit be watching and don't want none of that down here. That kind of spirit don't warrant God. I keep saying that, man. They don't want no God down here. Ain't no profit in having God down here for them, man. If you ain't doing nothing bogus or nasty, that's not what they want. You have to be doing something that's terrible down here in order to get any of they money, profit, any of their stuff. But I keep telling them, I don't want it. That's not the way I grew up. That's not the way I earned my riches. That's not the way I earned my own royalties. That's not the way I earned my own money. That's not the way I got my name out there. Everybody know Jordan's a decent character. And speaking of that, a fly flew directly into my cup. Man, it's just so amazing, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Now, everybody know that kind of bad news probably would not have happened had I not had that shit over me, man. Come on, man. Everybody know this. That's a whole mosquito, a whole fly. That's a whole flea. How do I get it out? Like, come on, man. I can't be going through all of this, man. This cup, man. This one cup of lemonade is probably like $2-3, man. Now I got it out. Nah, you don't think I'm nasty. You already see. Nah, it's clear. You know what I'm saying? It's a clear cup of lemonade now. So anyway. But yeah, then you get these people who was not like that before, and now that they were trying to use me as an excuse now. Oh yeah, because he like that, I get to act a fool, I get to be ignorant, like my father. Oh yeah, because my son, he ain't calling the XYZ days. Oh, I get to just be out here. Man, bro, if people believe you, bro, they stupid, bro. And my mother the same way, sadly. She's smarter about it. Like, she know I ain't half stupid. She raised me, all right? She made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by her every day. So she ain't half as stupid as she's trying to act. But, yeah, though, man. I don't know, man. I'm just real broken up about it. I never knew that I would run into this kind of situation. I never knew that I would run into this kind of family. I never knew, because like I was a big rock and roll fan growing up. I used to listen to a lot of AC/DC, Aerosmith, the old shit. I used to listen to a lot of I never knew that this is how serious the shit was. Like, it's just so much pain involved, for no reason. And it's just like, for why? And what's killing me is I hadn't been hearing, her father's voices. Hadn't been hearing her voices and, her boys. I hadn't been hearing no voices up until I left. All right, I stayed in that house for 6 years. And it was atrocious, and it was terrible. And, I complained about it, on my own time. I still got old vlogs and all that. So it's not like this is new. But what's new is now they're paying attention to me. It's like, you weren't paying attention to me when I was there. I was in your house. Now you watching me all of a sudden. Now you taking document every job I get. They changing me so I look like somebody else in front of the public. And that's the main part that's killing me. That's what got me in trouble. They got me looking like some type of funky, nasty, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck they got me looking like, but it's not George Fortune. It's everything, but it's anti-George Fortune. It's anti-George, actually. Her father's name is Terrence, so maybe that's what it is. George requires like a double syllable kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like George, like it's like a different word. Terrence is kind of, you could just say Terrence. It don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I'm just making shit up right now. But you get it though, man. But that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on right now. I'm trying to find out, man, as far as like this extraterrestrial type shit that's all behind me, these dark rituals, these spells, the shit that everybody in the city is in on. They got everybody in the city in on making sure I don't feel good. Everybody that I meet, they see me, but then they see him and they rather side with him because this city profits off me being sad and angry and upset. That's what this city profits off of because of him, because of her father. Anytime, but the reason why I make these videos is because I proved that I don't need to feel like that to make this city move how it's supposed to be. Like I said, I could see if I was some kind of business owner, or if I had opened up a game shop or a computer shop or sell like a comic shop. I don't know. I could see if I did all of that. I haven't even done all of that. But this city, there's a certain pace to this time, and you have to keep up. You have to be able to be on point. You can't just come outside and lie every day. It's just not gonna happen because people catch you. Like I said, when you got a job, if you got a job, man, people especially gonna if you got a job, man, people really gonna be looking at you like, oh, okay, well, we can't wait to see what your little thing is every day. They're gonna be looking at you. But like I said though, man, dude, the more that they're able to track me, control my thoughts, control my memories, the more my own family don't believe me. Like I said, I don't have no friends I can report to. I don't have any of that. I don't have no luxuries like that. They keep winning. And the only thing I can do is keep battling these spirits and these demons in my own mind. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Because you got to come out here at some point, and then what? See, like, that ambulance that finally showed up. Finally. So I don't know, like, what else to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. So I ate this Penn Station, man. I feel a little better. I am thankful to have a full stomach. I'm gonna be full for the day. Anytime I eat out here, that's my meal for the day. I don't eat nothing. I don't eat nothing else. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Unless I'm just starving, then I'll snack on some almonds. I'll snack on like some some gummy bears or something like that. Some organic gummy bears. I got these Black Forest gummy bears, and they was organic, man, and they was expensive as hell. But so I don't know, man. I just feel like the extraterrestrial zone is all about them stopping me from being connected to where I am from. It's all about them stopping me from being connected to what I am as an individual. Because that is everybody. That is the all-knowing. Like I said, I was connected to the universal God as a child. I wasn't connected to Jesus. I wasn't connected to Allah. I wasn't connected to Buddha. I wasn't connected to Satanism, Baphomet. I wasn't into none of that. All of that was outside stuff. Like, I knew about all that. All that, white people crap, sacrificing black people for businesses. Bruh, blood sacrifices, all of that, bruh. Everybody know about it. If you don't know about that by now, you are stupid. Like I said, this is year 2022. This is not a new year. This is the age of digital. This is the Google age. Now the Google age to me was year 2000. That was the first Y2K wake up call. Like, dude, the world was supposed to be over after year 1999. That's when the year was supposed to be over with. You feel me? But the world kept going. And as the world kept going, the internet kept expanding. So that's when I first started Googling, 2001. I'm going to the library, going to Langston Hughes. I'm downloading cheat codes to games. All my friends are amazed. Where do you get these cheat codes from? Oh, I got these big stacks of paper. The library used to be mad. They used to be frowning at me like, because I used to use up all their paper. Dude, so look, long story short though, man, if you don't know that certain shit is popping out here, bruh, based off of what you're doing, it's all about your actions and what you do in your life. If you want to continue to act like certain stuff don't matter to you, everybody is also going to continue to act like everybody else is going to get acting right along with you. Well, if you want to act like, your life don't matter, yeah. Well, if you want to act like, what you're doing is just normal. If you want to act like, being in that much pain is just normal for you, okay. And that's just the kind of town we live in. That's just the kind of city we live in, bro. It's all about what you present. But you gotta be honest about it. You can't lie. You can't bring it up just because you're mad at somebody. You can't bring it up just because you didn't get what you want. You can't bring it up just because, oh, well, I'm bored today, so I feel like tattletelling on some stuff. You can't do that. You have to actually be doing it because that's what counts in your life. And that's why I make these videos. The darkness has surrounded my entire life. It has made its way into my vessel. My vessel, my arteries are full of pain, full of darkness. It keeps telling me there is no hope, but I don't even believe my own body because I've already broken these spells hundreds of times, hundreds. I've used people, I've used situations, I've used businesses, I've used money, I've used sex, I've used all kinds of things to break these curses off of my body. So you can't tell me that's just how we gotta live, because I've already found out that's not the way we gotta live. That's not the way I gotta live over here. But maybe that's the way you gotta live. You didn't figure out how to break the curse. But you gotta be strong enough in your mind. I hate to say crazy enough. But you got to be mentally strong enough, man, to know what you're capable of. You got to know your own capability. Now, like I said, if you're the type that look for the outside world to deal with everything you're dealing with, you failed. These Jezebels, these sorcerers, these dark emperors, they real. These bigots, all these people, these white supremacists, all these people are real black supremacists. They out here too. Don't think I forgot about y'all. These, Africa hold your fists up, black people, everything. Man, bro. There's a universal existence that is being depleted. They segregated all of y'all. They separated and segregated and split all of y'all up to get the money from y'all. As long as y'all separated, them last couple of super trillionaire people, they not worried about y'all. Them gazillionaire people who living on other planets, they coming down here, shitting down here, making fun of y'all down here. They're not worried about y'all because all they know how to do is separate y'all. As long as we don't all come together, and it's real, because the last thing that was supposed to pull us together was this internet. That was the last thing that was supposed to pull us all together. There was nothing to stop us from having common sense about humanity, about humankind. It's past the color. It's past, what your culture do and what your God do. It's about humanity. What is humane? What is humane to society? Besides molestation. Besides financially raping. Besides spiritually, believing you higher than somebody. Besides, I'm eviler than you. Besides out hating somebody. That's the only thing that's really out here now. But being online was like the last thing that was supposed to give us like a unity, to say we can all come together from anywhere on the globe and do what? Anything. If you want to overthrow the government, if you want to open up your own government, if you whatever you want to do. But that's slowly going away because now people use the internet as a hatred tool. And now everybody online soft. Well, you can't say certain stuff about gay people. What do you mean? If I hate gay people, I hate gay people. You can't tell me who I hate and who I don't hate. I mean, I'm saying, not to say I hate gay people. I had a gay friend. A gay dude taught me how to smoke out of a pop can, bro. So don't tell me I hate gay people. Because I don't. It's about how you approach me. Once I tell you, I don't want your booty hole, I just think you're a cool character. That should be it. After that, that's it. Now, if you approach me again, I might warn you one more time if you're real cool. I don't want your butthole. I just think you're a cool dude. After the third time, I have to cut you off. Is it? But I don't have no prejudice against nobody, man. I really don't. But that's all there is out here now. And if you're a little city like this, that's not supposed to be used to no kind of, like, dude, like, this, dude, Cleveland wasn't no New York. Cleveland wasn't no Chicago. Cleveland wasn't no Los Angeles. But you get these bigger businesses, these bigger investors. Like I said, after LeBron James came here, now all of a sudden everybody want to come to Cleveland. Now we got to make Cleveland look a certain way. Now after about 18 years of him playing here, now this is a tourist attraction city all of a sudden. Now he done brought a certain amount of money to the city. Now you get these other bigger investors who was already invested in New York, who's already invested in Miami, already invested in Atlanta, already invested in the 5 or 6, hugest metro cities of this country. Now they all coming here, and now things are changing here. And you expect for me to just go along with it? That's not how this city used to be. I'm not gonna buy it. But what I will buy is me catching up. That's what I will buy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I will buy. Me catching up, like I said, get that certification, man. To me, it's education. That's what it is to me. Everybody got their own way that they get through and, use their mind to, see through all of this shit. For me, it's education. The more you know is the more you grow. That's how it always was with me. George Fortune. The more George Fortune knew something, the more George Fortune grew through something. That's how it always was. Not how many women you had, how many schemes you can skim it, how many kings you can knock off, how many hoods you can take. All of that is the extra stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? That's all the stuff you can do on the side. But if you didn't know, if you ain't had nothing in your nugget, you shouldn't even be talking. Dude, like, your language should be terminated. Like, why are you even talking to me? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have no real language. You don't even have no real life. You don't even have no real reason to be talking to me right now. You don't even have a real existence to me. Like, everything you know is based off TV. Everything you know is based off the news. Like, you don't even have your own source of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Everything you're talking about is based off of, some YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Everything you talking about is based off KRS-One. Everything you talk about is based off, the Pharaoh dude or, Elite or, Chief Eligio or all these other, bro, everything I'm talking about is off my own life's knowledge. I've witnessed my energy go from all knowing, all right, all family, all right, straight up, no lies, not having to lie, knowing exactly what I'm talking about, knowing what I want to do, knowing what I want to do, and knowing exactly where I'm going, knowing my goal, and knowing exactly what I want to do. That's what it was all about. Up until I started running into people, outsiders. And these outsiders somehow changed my whole perception, my whole life, my whole character, my whole, just everything about me is different. And now that I'm refinding who I am, now they want to keep me offline because they done made it to where being offline is what's living now. Whatever is off is what's living. And it gets even worse. Don't figure out how to jump on and offline. Don't figure out how to do both. Don't figure out how to say, okay, well, at work, I'm offline. At work, I'm a fool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goes on at work, whatever goes on at work. You know what I'm saying? I'll put up whatever bullshit you got at work. But when I'm at home, I dare you to come around. I triple down. Right? I double down like Samuel Jackson. I double dare you. You know what I'm saying? To come around here, around my spot, and act like you own something around here, boy, and I pay the rent around here, boy, right? I put the work in, right? I'm the decorator around my house. I make the rules around my shit. Don't come around here acting like you own shit. They don't want you doing that shit either, man. They either want you completely owned, but broke, right? Which means you and your own religion, your own family, your own gods, your own, everything about you is pure, but you have no income. You're broke. You know what I'm saying? Or they want you off. You don't know nothing. You don't know where you're from. All you know how to do is follow the rails, but you got all the finances in the world. You got the lease, you got the nice car, but you're a dummy. You got the nice house. You know, probably even got a family, man, if you want to go there, if you want to, you know, get real stupid. But you're dumb. You don't know nothing. You don't know 2 + 2. You don't know the fast food that you eat. You keep making all these stupid decisions that keep digging you deeper into your hole. And all you're going to do is keep wondering, what's wrong with me? But I don't know why it's going wrong. Because you're not paying attention. You sold out. You don't even know you sold out. They got you before they even got you. You wasn't paying attention to something. You thought you was rich. You thought you was sweet. Now it's too late for you. Now nobody care about you. So, but all I can say though, man, is it's always been like that, bro. I just didn't know. I was surrounded by so much light. I was surrounded by so much God, bro, so much family. I was just drenched in just that, like I said, just that universal energy, man. I was just dripping in that energy that everybody always know about George. Everybody always know G. Everybody always know Napalm. He was just a universal dude. He could deal with just about anything. He know just about, you know, whatever you're going through, he can help you through it, even if it was something new. He could think so fast. He'll sit right with you and figure it out with you. That's just the kind of dude he was. But when that energy went away, he went away. And it was rap. It was a rap from now on out. Oh, and when that went away, all these demons and dark shit and devils and all this nasty shit start popping up and becoming a style. Now, here's where it gets super scary, y'all. Where it gets super scary at, they dressing these demons up to look like they praise God. They making these evil people look like they actually are angels, like they actually God's children. Just like white folk. You know how most white folk got white skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. They look like they're angels. Their soul is evil. They come from a dark place. It's just like that. So it's not like it's new. What it's like people are stupid and they're not catching up to the concept. The legalization of weed, it's not for your health. It's to continually make you slow. You know what I'm saying? Weed makes people slow. I didn't say stupid. I said slow. So when everybody is high, when everybody is relaxing, there's more and more bigger plan, bigger there's more and more bigger business. There's more and more bigger shit being put over you that you can't see because you too laid back, you too lazy, you in another state of mind somewhere. You done smoked the fucking medical weed that the fucking what they call them? You done what do they call them places, man? I don't forgot. Anyway, them places that you go to where you buy the weed at, you can buy a couple grams for $80, $100, which is a ripoff, but I ain't gonna get into that. But you can buy a couple grams for $80 to $100. You high, and it's legal, so you can walk around here smoking weed like your head is in cloud. So you're not even thinking about what's truly important, and you never have to, because now you don't have to be scared to be high. You don't have to be scared. Now you can be legally high. So if the cop pull you over and he don't like what you're talking about, he take a breathalyzer or he want to drug test you, you ain't gotta be scared. Because when you piss, it's gonna be legal. Oh, it's weed in your system, it's THC in your system. And that's just like alcohol. Am I on probation, officer? If I was on probation, that'd be different. I'm not, officer, it's illegal. How can you stop me? You know, so I can smoke as much weed as I want. And I could go to the street corner and buy it for way cheaper. $100, 10 grams, 20 grams, buy it. but the whole ounces, eighths for way cheaper than what the dispensary. That's the word I was looking for. It's a dispensary. Go to the dispensary, get a couple grams for, $100. All of this shit is a game, man, to throw people off of what their religion, their original God, what their original connection is. Like I said in the first vlog, man, when you was born as a baby, all you know is that you had to be connected to what you were, where you are from, who you are from, what you are from. Wherever you was before you got here as a baby, that little baby kept crying, because it kept losing the connection. When that baby is connected, it's laughing. It's happy now. Because it done found the connection. It has the connection that it is where it is from. That's all the baby knows is where it is from. It's not about no baby bottle. You think it's the bottle making the baby happy. Okay, get a baby pacifier. That didn't work. Okay, get a baby block. Baby block didn't work. Okay, shake the rattler. It's not none of that shit. All of that is the distraction. The baby is disconnected from what the fuck. The baby's mind and body, the baby's mind, body, and soul is not focused on what it is. So it's distraught. Throwing shit, destroying shit. And every so often, right, if the baby itself don't find its way back, God will put the baby back. Now the baby happy. Now the baby is the cutest thing ever. Now the baby is a wonder. Oh, look how cute she is. Look how cute he is. Oh my God. Because now the baby is content. The baby is what it is. But as I said, man, the further you grow up, the further you go through this shit, you're 5 years old, you're 10 years old, you're 20 years old, you're 25, you're 30, the more shit you go through, the more you are disconnected from what you are, man. And you forget how to reconnect with yourself. You forget how to reconnect with your source. So you become a monster or a ghost. And I'm in between the phases. I'm both. Because when I come out here, I gotta get stuff done. So if you want to call me a monster, call me that. But I've been breaking the code. That's what I wanted to get to. I've been finding different ways to get people's minds to see, and they don't like it either. Like 85% of the people I run into, like they not cool with it. Because they like, oh, I was at work, man. And that's why a lot of these businesses and these owners, that's why a lot of them don't really want me to work for their company, because they like, you can't come here, confusing my employees. Like, you can't do that. We just want a regular work bot. We don't want nobody on no revolutionary mission to change things. And they call it change the economy. Like, that's the way they got everybody fooled. It's the economy. No, it's not. It's evil. You're committing evil acts to stay alive. You can't fool me. It's not the economy. Money is always going to be money. Minimum wage is always going to be minimum wage. You always going to be barely paying your bills because you always want the latest things. You always going to be behind on your bills because you always want the latest stuff. You always want to be up with the crowd. You always want to feel like you're better than somebody. That's what they made your life about. So you can't fool me. You know what I'm saying? That's not economy, man. Economy is something that you use to generate money. Economy is the rules to money. Economy means the value of money in a certain location. That's the economy. But what do they call that? That's the economy. And people out here blowing money on McDonald's every day. Well, we give it back to our city. You don't need to give nothing to McDonald's. McDonald's was rich 20, 50 years ago, man. Wealthy rich. Stupid. Dude, whoever the owner of McDonald's is, bruh, they got enough money to last forever and ever on earth. I'm telling you. Whoever the owner of Burger King is probably right behind them. Whoever the owner of KFC, all of them, man. Wendy's. Stop saying it's the economy, man. That's the number one bullshit reason y'all giving, y'all throwing out there. It's the economy. Y'all just throw y'all money away. But I'm doing this for the economy, for the city's economy. Come on, man. Y'all gotta have a better. Come on, man. Y'all gotta do better than this, man. I'm not just buying this economy. Cause I done did the same thing and it's no different. I did it on purpose. That was the difference. I wasn't stupidly doing it. I wasn't like y'all, okay, well maybe if I buy this $200-300 pair of shoes, maybe something would change. I wasn't like y'all. Already know. All I'm saying is, watch this. That's my favorite thing to say. I'm like, watch this. Watch I spend $500, $1,000 on Amazon and watch don't nothing change. That's my biggest thing. And lo and behold, nothing changes. But I made smart purchases. MacBook Pro, all of the things that I can use, they're investments. So I didn't just spend my money on all McDonald's. Yeah, I buy McDonald's, sure. I hang with friends and family, sure. I ain't got no problem with McDonald's, though, man. Like, you can't don't hate the player, hate the game. That's how I always was with that kind of thing. If somebody been making that kind of money, you can't hate on them. But when y'all come around talking about the economy, but it's because, I don't want to hear none of that crying, man. I'm tired of hearing that, man. How many years we gonna keep saying that? And then you wonder why white people run around laughing at us, dude. They eating at home while y'all eating at KFC every single night. White people know you go to KFC when you don't feel like cooking dinner. Okay, that's different. White people know, okay, you go to KFC when everybody was at the beach. Now we just stop for food. Okay, that's different. The these black niggas go to KFC, bruh, every fucking day like it's their fucking second home. You should know better than that. You spend $100. Like the simplest common sense things, man. Like, stop throwing that economy out there, bruh. It's evil. That's what it's called. It's evil. I don't want to hear no more about I'm wasting my money because of the economy. I'm tired of hearing people talking about I'm wasting my money because I'm under brainwash, because I'm under mind control. I'm tired of hearing that. All I want to hear right now is I'm doing it because it's evil. When I hear y'all start saying that, that's when I start respecting y'all. Yes, I know I'm evil. Yes, I'm stupid. Yes, I'm brainwashed. Yes, I already know that I'm just doing this because I don't care about life no more. Yes, I just gave up on God. Yes, I gave up on my family. Yes, I'm out here just to look cool, and that's all I care about. That's what it boiled down to. As long as I look good, that's all it boiled down to. When I hear y'all start saying that, that's when I start giving y'all some respect. But y'all out here with this fake God, fake economy, I can't do that. Can't do it. But man, that's what I mean by traveling. Like my dude up here, he got the full, like, that's how I was, bro, when they first when I had first went to jail. When I got kicked out and I came out the shelter. Like, that's how I was, bro. I was like that for a good 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks. Before they gave me a locker at the shelter. Like, that's travel. Like, my dude got the legs, bags, got the shoes, everything. Like, he like a traveling home right now. He like a trailer on foot. Like, that's pretty serious. But yeah, man. That's all I was trying to say, though, man. There's way more that go into it. But for right now, I didn't really get into the part about, like, the black witch part. I didn't really get into none of the, like, the white energy, dark energy. I didn't really get into how you keep sustained, how you keep balanced. That's what I wanted to get into. This vlog was actually just a lot of cutting through a lot of ignorance. This vlog was actually covering a few bases, trying to fill a few holes in that I didn't fill in on the last couple of vlogs. But, yeah, man, yeah. But, it's gonna get a little bit better. Like I said, I'm gonna start, cleaning up a little bit, coming out with a little bit of new material, coming out with a little bit of new concepts and some real life stuff that's really been happening, and You know, my biggest thing is my biggest thing is to you know, get my truth out, man. Like, that's my biggest thing. I want my truth out, so that if anything happens to me, like if I get even further more brainwashed than what I already am, because like I said, I'm already to the point where, you know, I'm forgetting who I am, I'm forgetting little keys about myself, you know, every morning. Like I said, it's a demon that lives in my dreams. It's a demon that lives in my life, in my astral plane. Excuse me. There's a demon that lives in my astral plane, and he's a physical demon. He's not just a spiritual. Excuse me. He's not just a ghost. You know what I'm saying? He's huge. In his presence, he studies people so that he can find out how to sneak into what they like. He finds out how to sneak into what they do. Like, for instance, if you're a God-fearing person every day, let's say you don't never eat out. Let's say you don't never eat no fast food. But once a month, you go to Chick-fil-A because your church go to Chick-fil-A, or because, you know, you got this group that go to Chick-fil-A. So you'll go to Chick-fil-A. He'll use that as a way to say, yeah, you went to Chick-fil-A that one time out of a whole 6 months. Nah, you evil, you the devil. Nah, like, that's the kind of thing I'm dealing with. But because I'm a human, all right, I let myself slip every day. Like I said, if I go for a couple drinks, I'll go for a couple drinks. All right, if I talk to this one chick, I talk to this one chick. Like, I'm not no, like, I'm God-fearing, but I'm not no fake type of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no fake perfect person. Like, I believe in God. I'm better than everybody. Here's my bow tie. I'm like, nah, that's not me. But I know God is real, and I know without him, you lost. Like, that much I do know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm not about to run around here acting like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. I'm not about to do that. But they make fun of people like that. I'm trying to tell you. The people, like, they watch people like us. Who say we believe in God, we know God is real. They hate people like us. Because, A, we the only ones who can beat them. We the only ones who can beat them. Like, if you don't have God in your daily diet, if you don't have God in your daily schedule, he got you. It didn't used to be like that. There used to be neutral people. People who didn't believe in God or the devil. People who just created a habitat on earth. And that was it. Like, they didn't have no God, they didn't have no devil, they were just here on the planet. You know, and they did whatever they did every day, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? But people like me knew better. I'm like, how did you get here? How did these trees grow? How did all this stuff even happen? How did these animals get down here? You know, how all these great inventions happen? There's no way that there's just no God. Like, there's no higher source. That's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you believe that there's no higher source, you also believe that the grass is pink every day. You know what I'm saying? And you also believe that the sky is just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Green or something. I don't know. But yeah, man. But if you don't have God in your daily schedule, he got you. That's the day we're living in. You are evil instantly. You need to be saying God every day. You need to be in your dreams saying God. Like, before you're on your way to work, you need to praise God you got a job, or else it'll be the devil's job. Before you eat, you need to be praising God you ate a meal, or else it'll be the devil's meal. Before you meet somebody, you need to be praising God that you met another person on here, or else the devil is gonna turn that person into an evil person. Like, everything you do, you need to be protecting on your own manually. And now, like I said, I grew up spoiled. Back in the day, everything I did was protected by God. I didn't need to pray. I didn't even need to pray, man. I was automatically protected. So I have to get used to each and every step, each and everything, so it's like, it's just like irritating. But this devil though, man, that I'm dealing with, man, like, that girl's family was like a piss poor family. Piss fucking poor. You feel me? Piss. They didn't know nothing about nothing going on. All they knew was that they existed. And when I came along, I showed them a whole nother, and they hated it. You understand me, dude? They hated it. There's something else other than us that's big. There's something else other than us that's supposed to be unique. Started going crazy, and I didn't know. I'm really thinking like, well, I'm just trying to help. Well, I'm just trying to help. Well, I'm just trying to show somebody a difference. I'm just trying to show somebody that, not everybody out here in the world is evil. The whole world is not just completely dark. That's the challenge. If you come down here and fall for it, that's your dumbass fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your dumbass fault. You should know better than that. Your common sense should tell you certain stuff when you come outside. When you go to court. When you go to work. When you go to school. Like, whatever it is you gotta do. When you wake up and eat. Even when you eat, you should be having common sense. This chicken, I didn't grow this chicken. You see what I'm saying? This chicken came from the store. Where did the store get it? Where did the farm get it? Like, you gotta have your own common sense out here. Most people don't. They just eat the chicken not knowing where it came from, and then get upset when they get a virus. Then that was on you. You didn't think of where the chicken was. Like, you thought everything was just easy. You can't do it. Everything ain't easy, man. We're not in that age no more, man. You have to be thinking on your own. You have to be thinking about yourself. And I'm past the part where I gotta prove stuff to people. I'm in the zone now where I'm making it happen. And I have so many people who don't understand that. I don't have time to break down all of these stuff no more. All of this. That's all I used to do for my family, was break stuff down for them so they can understand. Well, I know your mind. I know the way to talk to you to get you to see it. I don't have the time to do that no more. Now, while I'm talking, if you don't get it, if you're not visualizing what I'm telling you, if you're not feeling it in your heart, if your emotions aren't attached to what I'm telling you, you lost. In my world, you lost instantly. Because I don't have the patience all the time. I don't have the luxury to go back and explain everything I was talking about. Like, I hope you got it. I hope you caught up. And I ain't trying to sound huge and big-headed, but that's just the time we living in. You have to be on point by yourself. On your own. You know what I'm saying? I hope you really making it happen. I hope you're not just the type that talk, just to blap blap. Because like I said, when I came out here, I had a goal to get A+ certified, find a stable job, and find a place to stay. So far, I've been studying, I've been learning about A+, I found a job, and I'm on my way to a place to stay. Your dream has to stay realistic. I said this on some other vlog. Your dream, you can dream big. I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm a billionaire. You can do all of that. I'm Tony Stark. I got the suit, I can fly around, you can do all of that. But you have to start off realistic first. What is your first realistic dream that's down here on Earth, on the street? Like now, my first realistic dream right now is just getting chilly out here. I'm about to head back to my bed, and head back to the halfway house in the shelter. That's my first realistic dream. That lady with that dog on. Oh no, that lady gone. So yeah. So yeah. That's my first dream right now. Like, you got to dream in steps. You have to dream realistically in steps. So yeah, my first dream right now is to get back to my bed, man, because it's getting chilly out here. Like I said, it looks like it's about to rain. I don't think it is. It might warm up, but I don't know. So yeah, man. I think I'm gonna end it, but I ain't get to none of the real deep dark secrets. I ain't get to none of the real deep dark hidden paths. Like, I could be doing these vlogs forever, but I want to get this done within, like, I don't know, no more than about 6 chapters, 6 parts. Like I said, I'm gonna call this part, at least a part of part 3, because I kind of talked about how I go and get my own energy back. Like I said, you have to pray. You have to pray. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to work out. You have to put the work forward to get yourself back. You can't just talk about it. Back then, I used to talk about, and another big part is, like I said, that's the hardest part, is you have to involve other people. The reason why I say that's hard is because they're going to see you as some kind of goon. They're going to see you as some kind of idiot, as some kind of, black little chappy little dude. They're going to see you as some kind of joke, like somebody that's, but you have to be persistent. You have to you have to look over their flaw as seeing you as what they first saw. That's a flaw for them. You have to keep that in mind. That's their problem. They can't see through whatever these people try to make you look like. So it's up to you to, get them to see more than that. And when you get them to see that, that's when you start to open up other people's eyes. And that's when all these scary old dark spirits get scared, because they like, oh, he's opening other people. Oh no, we got them to believe he was stupid. We got them to believe he was evil. We got them to believe he didn't know nothing. We got them to believe he had no penis in his pants. We got them to believe that he did not have a family and all this and all that. And that's where all of their money was. All right, you not having nothing. That's the only way they own you, is when you stay alone and you get used to being by yourself with no family, no support, no friends, etc. Once you start, coming up with some kind of, support group, and the sad part about that is it don't have to always be your family. Dude, your support group can be anybody. They could be snakes and rats. As long as they believe in you, that's all it takes. As long as they got you in their life some kind of way, that's all it takes, man. Dude, that's when that other old dark spirits start failing, because they see you as something. They only win when you're not involved in anybody else's life. You have to be involved in other people's lives. That's when you start to win. You start to boast up. You start to feel your spirit boast up. You start to feel your energy boast up, because you like, oh, okay, I'm not just by myself now. Oh, okay, well, I got other people that's depending on me to be there. Okay, well, so-and-so see me every day. Even if they see you as a little gopher, even if they see you as a little, a little whatever, a mongoose, whatever. As long as other people start seeing you every day, that means you're a part of other people's lives. And then what you make from there is up to you. If you want to be a fool, then you get known as a fool. If you want to get known as something simple, you want to get known as something simple. If you want to get known as somebody who want to make a difference in his life, then that's what you will start creating in front of their vision whenever you see them people. So you start making that up. What is George in his mind, in his world? Not always in everybody else's world. What is Stacy in her mind, in her world? You need to start bringing some of that out so people can start seeing what you're worth, what you believe you are. And that's when them other spirits fail. But as long as you stay by yourself, that gives them all the room in the world. All they do is look at your timeline. It's all about a timeline with these narcs and these demons and these old spirits, these old types of spirits that come from a whole nother world from back in the day. Like I said, I'm going to go more in depth so you can understand. When I say stuff like old spirits, they don't belong here no more. They were here along, but well before technology, well before businesses, well before civilization, well before like common sense and logic and all of that start coming about. Books, words, those kind of spirits were here well before then. So the only thing that spirit will know is something that is deadly or painful. That's the only thing that was like God to them. So see, they couldn't conjure God on their own. They didn't have the common sense to pray. They knew pain was prey. Like if you put your hand out and somebody chop it with an axe or something, oh, that's pain, that's God. You see what I'm saying? That's what God was to them. If you put your knuckle out and I don't know, somebody cluck it with a rock or something, that's God. Like that punishment was God. Like that's the only thing. But see, they living like that out here today. With all of these phones and technology, you know what I'm saying? All these books and Bibles and all this stuff you can refer to for God, they just disregarding all of that. So see, things get confusing when you try to explain, we don't pray like that no more. Like, not to act funny, not to be disrespectful, but we've come a long way since BC, since year 100, since like we've been doing it, and we've been doing this for quite some time. So it's not even new what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? But they don't. It's incoherent. They don't register their data because they're already what they are. That's the religion that they're already. So they don't have the open ear to understand what's going on out here, and they don't believe it because like not a it's really no it's not a lot of painful acts involved. It's more of your brain comprehending. It's less pain and it's more, like I said, calculation. And because of that, they don't believe it. So you will have to put them under some kind of submission. You will have to put them under some kind of like I said, under some kind of painful spell or hypnosis or something to get them to, you know, understand what's happening out here. But up until then, they won't get it because it's too soft to them. You know what I'm saying? It's not real to them. It's not. It's like and they'll never believe it. It's like they'll never believe it because they like, you know, y'all been going through half of the pain we going through. Y'all ain't shedding half of the blood we shed, and that's how they feel. So it's not like they wrong, but it's like they're in the wrong era. They're in the wrong time. And when they met me, they went bonkers because I was doing it all. I was in pain. I had the information. I was, you know, I believed in God. I was doing my own evil. I was doing it all, and it was just confusing. I'm like, well, what's this? We ain't never seen this. What? You know what I'm saying? So now it's to the point where now that I'm gone, now they can't get enough. Now they don't want to leave me alone. Well, that's something we ain't never seen. Some things you have to let go. Some things if you ain't treat a certain way, you have to let it go. And I understand. See, but I didn't know half of this stuff while I was with them because I was under their whatever you want to call it, under their way of living so deep. I was so deep in denial, like this just can't be real. I was to the point where I was just like I don't know what to think. I just want my people. Like that's all I kept thinking about. Actually, I just want my own family around. I just want to be surrounded by my own people. That's all I could think about. But now that I'm away from them and I had time to think in my own head, like I said, I haven't studied any books, haven't studied any paganism, haven't studied any Satanism. I do go to the Vigilant Citizen every so often. The Vigilant Citizen is a website that kind of shows you what the industry be sliding in these messages and sliding in these music and movies and stars and all that, all the sacrifice they be doing behind closed doors, these CEOs and these company owners and all that stuff. So like, I mean, but I ain't really studied them like this is just common. It just came to me common. Like I said, when you spend time in jail, your brain break in a certain way. Your mind breaks in a certain way to where when you come out, you kind of see how people fraudulent, how they acting. Especially like I said with these phones and the social media, because you can easily appear to be God or appear to be huge or appear to be Jesus Christ when you got Instagram and when you got Twitter. You can say anything you want. You can do anything you want. So when you come out of jail, oh, this start looking like kind of like a joke to you because you like, man, you know what I'm saying? I was in jail, bro, for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a lot you can lie to me about. So see, that's when people start getting mad. That's when people start getting upset. Oh no, bro, but you getting mad, bro. I've had all the time in the world to get mad. That's the last thing you want to do. That's the last thing you want is to get upset. So if you're a real OG or you a real whatever he is, parent, grown up, whatever, veteran, the last thing you do is get upset. And that's all her father does, man, in my mind, man. It's like he living right next to me. And all he do is get mad. I don't care about what you do. Okay, that's all he do. And it bothers my blood, bothers my veins, bothers my, like, dude, the sound of his voice repulses me because I know what he did. Look, that's just the first part of it. So no matter what he's talking about, I don't care if he was praising God. I don't care if he came to me in the dream, oh, I praise God now. Dude, the sound of his voice just by itself makes me sick, just from him talking. I'm already getting sick. So it's like, you know, it's hard for me. I don't want to say it's hard for me to get over, but it's hard for me to, you know, just deal with this. Because dude is all over me. And I can't move. I can't breathe. I'm stifled. You know, and that, like I said, man, that family was getting all that bank, man, when I was in a dark crisis mode. They weren't used to me living, being liquid, being a moving vessel, being a flexible, movable, you know, even though I kept telling them, even though I kept showing them, I was living as if I was, you know, like I was my old self. So that was the example. That was like a warning. That was like, okay, watch out. But yeah, man, dude just be highly upset. And he got my parents with it too. So I be hearing their voices. Yeah, you can't do nothing. Yeah. You know, my own mama. Yeah, nah, I told him everything about you, G. And I'm just like, why would you? My father the same way, man. I was on my way to my mother's to go see her. She's sickly. Like I said, she on dialysis. So I don't know if she gonna get better. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping she do. I want her to get home so I can see her. So yeah, I was on my way to see my mother. And my father, man, his voice came into my mind. I just got off work. His voice came into my mind. You doing stuff I can't do. And just like that, everything I had earned, because like I said, through these jobs, you earn yourself. You earn yourself through these jobs because you out in the public. It's a service. All right, it's a service to you and it's a service to the public. It's a service. It's a service to you because you showing yourself what you got to do. You showing yourself what it takes to run this country. You showing yourself what you got to do to make a living, to survive. You know what I'm saying? And then it's a service for other people because, well, what are you doing? Are you a traffic man? Are you an RTA driver? Are you a sanitation man? You know, like, what are you? So that's already killing whatever it is these, 50 plus, veteran people, whatever they, 55 and plus people talking about. Because they on a check, they're at home, they're not doing anything. So they already lost in that department. So they already, hating and they angry and they already mad that you out here as it is, off top. Then on top of that, they don't want you to build no kind of success because the more success you build for yourself, that's the more that they lose their bank. Because their bank is he'll never be anything. Their bank is he's never going to succeed. That's their money. And that's what that old man banks on with his children, with his daughter and his 2 grandbabies, or so-called grandbabies. I know them his sons, though. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? I know that she had kids with her own father. I already know. You know what I'm saying? So you can't fool me with that. I'm tired of playing stupid, acting like, I don't know, what's going on out here. So that's what his money is. And that's why she could not keep a job. No matter how I, gave her confidence, no matter how I boosted her, helped her, no matter what I did for her, she just would not keep a job for nothing. And I'm just like, I know I'm out here keeping jobs, and I know what I'm doing out here. I know what I'm doing. Ain't no way I'm just acting like this is just normal. Oh, no way. No way, Jose. But that was their bank. And then, of course, like I said, because I wasn't around in my family life, they went ahead and hooked them up with the plan. But I told them all, y'all is about to be a sad company. Whatever company y'all done built around me, whatever circle of bullshit y'all done built around me, y'all about to be sad than a motherfucker. Y'all is about to be sad if y'all think I'm about to seriously buy this whole act of I'm never going to be anything. You heard that to be sad. I would at minimum be a level 1 IT professional. At minimum. Do you understand, dude? And that is so much more than where they had me. They had me at I'll never be nothing. They had me at I can't even keep a Burger King. They had me at I can't even keep a Wendy's job. So for me to not only have a decent job, but also be doing what I'm meant to do, fail, man, on all 3 accounts. That old man, her father, light-skinned girl father, my father, right? Because he the same way. He a pedophile. He raped his own daughter too. I ain't want to get into all that. And then my own mother, who sold out to a whole nother family that she barely even knew. She thought she knew him. She knew him good enough, but not well enough. Because they all use her just like a sack, just like a battery, just like they was using me. That's all they want her for, man. She got good energy. She got some good stuff. They don't really care about her. So they got them 3 using me, bro. Like I'm just nothing. Like I'm just not meant to be nothing. And I just sit back like, who would ever think that about me? But when you look at how I was living, though, man, it's completely understandable. They didn't see nobody who could turn around from all of that. Nobody really ever turns their life around like that. Nobody ever really does it. And the only reason why I got so much confidence in myself, like I say, even without my firstborn energy, without my all-knowing, you know, without my universal God by my side, and, you know, without this city 100% backing me up, I say sometimes they back me up because they be there, but they not 100% behind me yet. Because they don't deal with none of that negative, like, as evil as this city is, though, it's not half as nasty as these old, as her father was. He don't belong. Her father was from down south Mississippi somewhere. Her father wasn't born here in Cleveland. So see, whenever he bring that shit around here, that shit is unwarranted around here. Like, he don't ask for nothing. He don't, it's like he think people just supposed to beckon to him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I never seen dude really do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never seen like none of his you know, comrades or team, or like I never understood it. But like I said, I'm not an egotistical dude. I'm not no big-headed dude. But I quickly understood that what has to happen is up to me. This is all I got in my life. There was already another drive in my mind. There was already another beam of information in my mind the whole time they were setting me up. That was bigger than whatever they was talking about, but they couldn't see it. So because they couldn't visually see, or they couldn't physically feel what I was doing, they didn't believe it was there. They was like, he ain't never gonna be nothing. Nah, he ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, go ahead and set him up. Yeah, set him up to be a battery. Yeah, he ain't nothing but a piece of energy we could just sop up. He ain't nothing, but they're not paying attention to the other drive. And here's the joke part. I was physically showing them. The whole time they would set me up, I'm still out fixing other people's laptops, getting paid to do diagnostics, to reinstall Windows, to, you know, whatever they ask me to do. I'm still looking at other people's phones. I'm still indulging in music. I'm still dabbling in art. I'm still doing the stuff that they don't believe, right, is possible. Driving cars, going out meeting people. I'm still doing this stuff. But because they didn't feel it on their frequency, because they didn't believe it was possible for George to do nothing, they set me up like I would never be nothing. So I guess I got to be one of the first people, man. And I say one of the first people because it's possible. You go on Facebook, you see it every day. Black business open. Black graduates who came from, you know, retardation classes. You see it every day. Dude, people break curses every day. Every day, bro. So, you know, when they did that, I was surprised. But like I said, though, these particular people, they don't pay attention to the media like that. So when they was doing this, they were thinking like, okay, well, we could just do whatever we want with him. Okay, well, you know, yeah, we could just, you know, his family is no longer, you know, involved with him. He don't really have nobody, you know, backing him up like that. Yeah, you know, he ain't really worried about, you know, nothing going on in the outside world. Meanwhile, I'm fully connected. They just don't see it. You see what I'm saying? So now the joke is about to be on now. But I can't afford to say that until I get healthy. Like I said, I just ate a whole bag of Penn Station. Y'all saw it. I ate the whole sandwich, the whole fry. About to finish this lemonade. About to finish these sun chips. You know what I'm saying? I'm still about to, you know, get my smash on. And, yeah, get ready to work out tomorrow morning, go back to work. But you already see what's up. I'm not stopping. I'm about to study for this A+. I still want to get this certification by the end of the year. I keep saying that. I keep learning little small terms here and there. All right, I'm piecing together things I didn't know before. And I know it's possible because I do know things that I didn't know before studying. So I would have gave up. But because I'm capable of learning the small things, I know it's possible for me to slowly learn each piece of information, digest it, put it in my system, so that when I sit down to take that test, I will know the information. Even if it takes 6 months, even if it takes 4 months, I don't care how long it takes, man. I will get it, I'm telling you. A+ certification, it opens the door to IT. And after that, it's Network and Security Plus. You get the Network Plus, get the Security Plus, that opens the big door. Now you can leave Cleveland. Now you can leave Ohio. You can go to New York and probably instantly get a job. You can go to Chicago and instantly get a job with all 3 certifications. Because all they care about is paperwork. They don't care about you at that point. They don't care who you are. You could be a dummy. You got them 3 certs, you know what you're doing, you hired. You know what I'm saying? You get paid $30 an hour. You get paid $30, $35 an hour. You know, they don't care who you are. You can do the job. See, you passed all that personal stuff at that, at that point. All that dick sucking, ball licking stuff. You're past all of that because you're smart enough. So you don't have to suck no dick. You don't have to lick no ass. You got the information. You make the people lick the ass. You make the people suck the balls now. So I'm trying to get to that point. But I got people, man, supposed to be on my side, man, that don't believe I'm gonna be nothing. All because of the way I sound. All because I'm not making them believe nothing. All because I'm not chasing them down. All because I'm not doing what they want me to do. You gotta be kidding me. I've been doing all of that for years. I've been catering to people for years. And now it's time for somebody to cater to me. Now I'm the one who needs some catering, some help. And I can't get it. And it's based off what a stranger said with somebody you don't even know. He bought you out. He bought you out of your own family. And you expect for me to buy that? All I can say is I couldn't believe it up until it was real in my face. My own people told me, not only will I not help you, I won't help you. I can't help you. I didn't believe it until my own family kicked me out with COVID twice. So I didn't believe it, man, up until it happened to me, man. And that's the kind of person I am, too. It has to happen physically. It has to actually happen to me. I don't believe my blood until I get cut, man. That's the kind of person I've always been. That's why skateboarding is always a habit for me. It's a nice reminder. Skating is nice up until you bail. But that's it, man. That's it. So what I'm about to do now, like I said, I'm about to go back to this room. I want to get this car fixed. This dude told me to go back to him on Wednesday. This other place wasted my time. They told me to go back to him today. And wasting my time. Yeah, well, we ain't got no space. I'm like, y'all told me to come back today. What's up? Said, man, this weird spirit shit, man. It's like, dude, these companies and these businesses aren't stupid. These people out here aren't stupid. They know when you being yourself. Like I said, dude, we're in the era now. We're in the time now where if you being fake about stuff, you get caught quick. You get caught quickly. You can't be fake out here. And like I said, I got a certain presence. I got a certain name for myself out here. So, whenever I start talking, certain stuff just starts to, you start feeling certain stuff. You already know if I'm being real, if I'm being fake, if I'm, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they like, oh, okay, we looking right at him and he ain't being himself. Well, we can play around with him. We can treat him any old kind of way. And that's how they play me today, man. That's just how they play me today. Oh, yeah, we looking right at him or somebody over his life. Yeah, anyway, come back next week. I'm not going back to them, man. I'm not going back. Dude, this would be a whole week, dude. My car was supposed to be fixed last week. I went to them last Saturday. The whole another Saturday done passed, bro. My car ain't even been looked at. Cool, man. I could go somewhere else there, man, since that's the case. I'm not trying to be personal, I'm just saying. Certain stuff, man, you still gotta have your own dignity, your own respect. Even going through all of this, nonsense with all these terrible spirits and energy and stuff that people don't want to deal with, you still gotta have your own dignity. So I'll probably check out just one place on Wednesday. He told me to go back to him. I can get it towed for $75. So I'm gonna check him out on Wednesday. If that don't work, I got this other place called Cash Auto. I'll get it sent there. Well, other than that, it's just back to work. Back to work tomorrow, back to studying, and back to this Harbor Light, to this halfway house and waiting on my apartment. When it hits about mid-May, I'm going to call him because that'll be over 2 months. The lady told me the apartments will be ready at the end of March. This will be mid-May, so I'm about to call her probably May 15th, see what's up with them places. But other than that, that's it, man. So I guess until the next one, y'all be cool. Because I'm going to stay cool no matter how hot it get. Peace.